Yo, what up, YouTube? Good evening, everybody. Um, it's been a while since I've recorded anything. It's been a while since I've been in front of this camera, in front of this mic. A lot of catching up to do. Excuse me, while this is awkward. Let me just go ahead and adjust this. Um, I don't even know what this video is. I don't even know how to format this. I don't even know how to tackle this video, this podcast, whatever this is. I'm just gonna, I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna speak. It is July 3rd, 2019, 12:08 in the AM. I'm up. I'm a little stressed, but I'm still alive. I don't even know where to begin, man. It's been rough, to say the least. I think since the last time I posted on the channel, man, I went to Australia, went to New Zealand. My girl came here to the US from New Zealand. I was hospitalized, almost died, both in New Zealand and here in the States. I was hospitalized here in the States a couple times. Last year in November, I was diagnosed with heart failure. And, my life hasn't been the same since. When I was in New Zealand last year, August and September, I was hospitalized there. And what we thought was asthma, an asthma attack, months later, the second time I was hospitalized, we realized it was actually heart failure. When I was in New Zealand, Australia, and then New Zealand, I had the time of my life. It was quite literally the best time and the worst time of my life. The best time because I met my girl. I got to vacation. I got to see 2 new countries. I finally got to see Aotearoa. And I got to meet a lot of fans. I hate calling people that, but people who, I guess, enjoy my stuff on YouTube. And then on the flip side, my girl's life had been completely just flipped upside down. And for those of y'all who follow me and who've been following me and been keeping up, I think y'all have a pretty good idea. But man, since then, life has been crazy. You feel me? But on top of that, when I was in New Zealand, I was having a hard time breathing. I was forced to go to the hospital. And I couldn't breathe. Imagine trying to inhale, but nothing coming through. When I would lay down on my back, I couldn't breathe. It's just, you feel me? Like, to the point where I was passing out, and my frail little, smaller in stature girlfriend literally had to pick my limp body up, assist me into the car, into the Uber, and, get me to Middlemore Hospital, where, I was treated for asthma. And so we thought that that's all it was. I got discharged the next day, got medication, some steroids, inhaler, throat spray, the whole 9 yards for what we thought was asthma. Fast forward to a month or so later in November, I'm, literally kissing my sweetheart goodbye. She's here in the States. She literally sent her off sent her off at the airport. And I think within an hour or two of getting back home, I was dying in my bed. Same exact thing. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't do any of that. Yeah. So I was rushed to the hospital at like 3 a.m. My girl at the time, she's still in the air. She doesn't know what's going on. By the time she lands, she's going to see all the stuff that had happened to me. But yeah, so I found myself in the hospital again, and this time we find out it's heart failure. Congestive heart failure to be exact. I don't really know all the mumbo jumbo, all the medical talk, but from my understanding, my heart is beating. First of all, I have an enlarged heart. I literally have a big heart. It's bigger than normal because it's forced to work so hard. You know what I mean? And so it beats inefficiently. Pumps inefficiently, sorry. To the point where it's unable to expel water buildup in my lungs. Hopefully I'm getting this right. And so what happens over time is water builds up in my lungs, and you need your lungs to be clear so you can breathe. And so found out about that. Heart failure again, just rocked my whole world. Not expecting it. Yeah, man, it's just, I wasn't expecting that. And so I have to take diuretic, not diarrhea. These pills force me to urinate, to pee. So like I take them in the mornings. I take them in the morning, and so after taking them for the next 2 or 3 hours, like I always have to pee. So that forces the water out of my lungs. And when I was in the hospital, stuck with an IV, they would give me this medicine intravenously. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yeah, through the IV. So, like I was literally back in the hospital, like you would have to, they gave you like a cuppy cup with like a spout and a handle and everything, and you can see all the measurements. I used to have to pee in the cup, and it was probably a little wider than this, probably the same height, probably the same, it probably could hold more than this, and I was peeing at least one of these, like a full blue cup's worth of just urine. You know what I mean? So that's how much I like at one go. You know what I mean? So in a span, or after taking the medicine, I would have to pee maybe 4 or 5 times in like within 2 to 3 hours. And it would usually be a cup's full like this. So it really, at first when I was hospitalized, there was that much liquid in my lungs. So much so that Sorry, so much so that it causes me to wheeze. Like I literally couldn't even breathe properly. And so that when I laid down, it made breathing even worse. I couldn't breathe. Yeah, so I was hospitalized for like a week, taking diuretics, twice a day, and peeing out a blue cup's worth every time I had to pee, which was like 4 or 5 times within 2 to 3 hours. And it was rough, man. When you hear you hear heart failure, you're, not to make a joke of it, but your heart drops, you know what I mean? And it was definitely a big pill to swallow. It was hard. It was difficult. There was I knew how to make some adjustments. Well, fast forward, that was November. And then after Christmas, I wound up in the hospital again, this time my friends had to come meet me at some random parking lot, and then they called the ambulance. The ambulance took me to the hospital. I stayed there for like 2 days, something like that. Same thing. Oh, and high blood pressure. I was newly back in November. I was newly diagnosed as diabetic, like borderline diabetic, to the point where I don't need insulin, but I had to take medication, and I had severe sleep apnea. So that flared up again. Found myself in the hospital again, and that was back in March, I think. And I've been trying to handle it and take care of it since. It's been a rough road, man. It's been rough. Aside from my health issues, me and my girl have relational issues. People fight, people argue, people bicker. And it's made worse by the distance. She's on the other side of the world, on the other side of the Pacific. Financial issues. Because I was so sick, I had a hard time, I drive for a living. So, I couldn't be behind the wheel of a car, the steering wheel. Things got so complicated, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man, like things were, and some still are just rough. It's just hard, man. And, and even more recently, I was supposed to go to back to New Zealand in May, and then I got denied by immigration. And it's just, I'm telling y'all, man, if I wrote a book and detailed everything, not even just tiny things, but just not even the tiny things, but just all the bigger things that have happened to me, that have happened to my girl, things that have happened to us, it would sound so corny, because you'd just be like, bro, this is too much, man. Y'all put in too much on this, man. This can't be real. But man, that's the reality I've been living. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little embarrassed. I don't know what a proper way to format this whole podcast thing or whatever. I literally just was driving. I was listening to another podcast. One of my favorite guys, Theo Vaughn. Shout out to him, the Rat King, gang. And this whole podcast thing is something I've always wanted to do. And tonight, I just kind of said, all right, I'm gonna go do it, but not really knowing what I wanted to do, what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to format this. It just sounds like I'm complaining. But I just came from a live stream on my other channel, and this is what I told them. I said, I started YouTube because I was depressed, because I wanted a place to speak, I wanted a place to just talk and be me. And while I love reactions, covering music, covering funny stuff, covering sports, whatever, and stuff that y'all send me, you know, I still want to be able to just be candid and just talk. And I think it helps me when I can talk about these things, when I can put my feelings out. And this isn't, you know, at a request for a video or anything where it'd be kind of be awkward, you know, if I was covering a video that someone requested and I'm there talking about my feelings and my struggles and whatnot. Like it's not the time and place, but I figure here on this channel, on this podcast, I have that freedom. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to do this for clout. I'm not trying to make money off of this. Although I'll monetize this if I could. But, you know, I'm not doing this for pity. This is just for me to have that space where I can talk. To utilize YouTube as I originally intended it to be. And so, whether people listen or not, that's fine. Whether people subscribe or not, that's fine. And I just want to be able to talk and just speak my mind. And, you know, who knows, man? Maybe this becomes something, maybe this evolves into something where I talk to others. Maybe I have guests. Maybe I take phone calls. Maybe I take, you know, I don't know, letters or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to pan out. Like I said, I don't really have a plan. I just want to be able to just speak. And if I'm honest, this is already making me feel better. Yeah. I feel less anxiety. At least right now I do. After just talking and letting some of this out. Or maybe I'm just in my head. I'm not really sure. But what I can surmise right now, I feel a little better. But anyways, I guess I just got to put more thought into what I want to do with this and how I want to format this and, you know, the direction I want to take this. You know, if anything, I just always want to be real. Always want to be authentic. I don't want to lie to y'all. I don't want to front like, you know, things are perfect or things aren't bad or things don't go bad. You know, who knows, man? Maybe this encourages somebody. Maybe this speaks to somebody else. I'm not really sure. If it does, amen. If it doesn't, it's all good. You know, I feel like I'll be better off for it. Just using this platform to speak my mind and to just talk. It's been 20 minutes already. I feel like I've been saying a whole lot of nothing. Maybe we should end it here. Maybe we should end it here before this drags on like a run-on sentence. I don't know. I just want to say, you know, anyone watching or perhaps people who are subscribed to this channel, I feel like I want to say this without sounding like I'm ungrateful or anything. I know that a lot of people follow me on the other channel because, you know, I talk about their favorite artists, their favorite music and whatnot, which is fine, which is totally cool. That's what that channel is for, you know what I mean? But I feel like here on this channel, I feel like people are more interested in me and I guess what I bring to the table or what I have to say or what I want to do. Not so much on the content that I'm covering. You feel me? So, I just want to say, for those of y'all who are really here for me, because of me, and not just because I'm covering your favorite artists or doing reaction on stuff that you send in. For those of y'all who are here for me, and just solely me, for Smooove, I'm humbled. And I really appreciate it that somebody would care enough to at least try to keep up digitally. I struggle a lot with self-esteem. For example, I always struggle with the idea that, people don't really love me, people don't really care. And maybe I've conditioned myself to think that way and to see things that way. But sorry, it's so annoying. But that's how I've seen things for the most part in these past couple of years. I bring that up because, contrary to that belief, to that thought, there's people like you who are subscribed to this channel because you're genuinely interested in me, or you like me, or you want to know what's going on. So I thank you for that. There might be only a few of y'all, maybe there's none of y'all. But if there is, thank you. I guess that's a good note to end this. I'm sure I'll get the hang of this. I'm sure I'll figure it out. That being said, I don't know. Smooove Podcast, episode 1 in the books. I'm not sure. I don't even know how to officially make this a podcast. Like, do I gotta download the podcast app, put the audio up there, or do I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Anyways, let me go ahead and sign out here. And yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking by. If you made it to 23 minutes, 22 and 53 minutes, I appreciate it. Yeah, I love you guys, man. I'm still here, still alive. I'm still kicking. Still trying to figure things out. I have no doubt that I will, though. Leave a comment. I don't know. That feels weird asking for comments. Cringy. Don't do nothing that you don't want to do. Anyways, I love y'all. I'll check in with y'all later. Y'all have a great night. Y'all be good, man. Y'all be safe out there. Take care. Peace.